Midnight. Fireworks explode. Everyone screams, hugs, toasts, and you are silent. It's not envy. It's not bitterness. You just can't pretend. Pretend that changing calendars erases what the last 365 days did to you. You try to smile, but the smile weighs heavy, like it's betraying yourself. Celebrate what exactly? The year that broke you, the promises that turned to ash, the people who vanished without explanation. The future you swore would be different, and wasn't. While the world toasts to hope, you taste the bitterness of disillusionment, not because you gave up, but because you learned, the hard way, that time heals nothing on its own. They say, new year, new life, as if it were that simple, as if you could erase pain with a countdown, as if fireworks could burn away trauma. But you know the truth. You carry wounds no toast can reach, memories no happy new year can erase, and the loneliness of realizing nobody around you understands this. Why can't you celebrate like everyone else? And what is God trying to show you in this painful silence? This has a name. Napoleon Hill called it the price of elevated consciousness. While most people live on the surface, you dove too deep, and now you can't go back to the collective illusion. It's not that you're negative, it's that you stopped accepting empty promises. You've done this before, believed that this time would be different, toasted with false hope, made plans full of blind faith, and woke up the next day with the same ghosts, the same wounds, the same patterns repeating on a loop. Only now, with another year of disappointment on your back, you know what hurts most. Seeing that everyone around you can pretend, can hug strangers at 12:01 a.m. as if that healed something, can scream Happy New Year without feeling the lie burn in their throat. And you can't, because your soul has already crossed the veil of denial. You see what they don't want to see yet, that a new calendar doesn't bring new life. Napoleon Hill taught that every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent advantage. And maybe your advantage is exactly this. You no longer accept illusions. You don't trade depth for fireworks. Don't trade real healing for temporary euphoria. You feel the weight, because you're carrying unresolved memories, unhealed traumas, broken promises that nobody but you remembers. And this weight doesn't disappear with a glass of champagne. You lost people who swore they'd be there forever, saw plans crumble without explanation, felt the abandonment, the betrayal, the indifference, and learned the most painful way, that time passes, but pain stays. That years change, but you remain trapped in the same wounds, carrying the past like a backpack of stones. And no matter how hard you try, you can't just leave it behind like they tell you to. So you withdraw, from parties, from celebrations, from false joys, not out of pride, but out of self-preservation. Because you know that forcing a smile when your heart bleeds is betraying yourself, is lying to your own soul. And you've been betrayed too much to betray yourself too. But what if God never asked you to celebrate? What if He's honoring your grief, while preparing something that fireworks could never announce? You thought it was pessimism. It was clarity. You thought you were being too hard on yourself. You were being honest for the first time. The illusion was never the new year. The illusion was believing you needed to pretend to be okay to deserve a fresh start, that you needed to force enthusiasm to be worthy of hope, that you needed to celebrate even while bleeding inside, as if God only blessed those who smile, as if tears were sin, as if grief were lack of faith. But it's not. Faking joy when your heart is shattered isn't faith. It's denial. It's fear of facing the truth. It's running from what needs to be healed. And you stopped running, stopped accepting emotional crumbs disguised as celebration, stopped trading depth for noise. They judge you. You're too negative. You need to leave the past behind. You should celebrate, be grateful, move on, as if it were simple, as if pain had an expiration date, as if trauma respected calendars, as if you could schedule healing for midnight on December 31st. But the truth that hurts, is that they don't understand, because they've never carried what you carry, never felt the weight of broken promises buried in their chest, never spent a whole year hoping something would change, and nothing changed. Never prayed, cried, begged for a sign, and heard silence. So they celebrate, because for them, New Year is renewal. For you, it's just another reminder of everything that remains unresolved. You don't hate other people's happiness. You just can't fake yours anymore. Can't smile for the picture when inside you're crumbling. Can't scream Happy New Year when deep down you're screaming, help me. And this inability to perform joy, isn't weakness, it's courage. Courage to be real in a world that rewards pretense. But what if your refusal to celebrate isn't defeat? What if it's God protecting you from wasting another year pretending to be healed, when you still need to be found? If you made it this far, it wasn't by accident. You're not watching just another empty motivational video. You're searching for real answers to pain that nobody can name. This channel exists for those who are tired of pretending to be okay, for those seeking to understand why they suffer and what God is teaching through that pain. Click the button right now and subscribe below, because here you'll find psychology to understand yourself and spirituality to discover the purpose hidden in your silence. You're not alone on this journey. God sees you. Not the forced smile you show the world, but the broken heart you hide from Him. And He's not disappointed in you. The Bible says in Proverbs 14:13, "Even in laughter the heart may ache, and joy may end in grief." God wrote this millennia ago, because He always knew that you can be surrounded by people celebrating and still be dying inside, that you can force a smile while your soul bleeds, and He doesn't condemn you for it. He honors you, honors your silence, honors your refusal to pretend, honors your courage not to mask pain with glitter and fireworks. Because while the world celebrates illusions, you're doing something few have the courage to do. You're being real before God. Ecclesiastes 3:1-4 says, "There is a time for everything, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance." Did you read that? A time to weep, a time to mourn. God didn't tell you to jump from grief straight to joy. He gave you permission to feel, permission not to be okay, permission not to celebrate when your heart is still in pieces. The problem was never that you can't celebrate. The problem is they taught you that faith means pretending to be fine, that spirituality is smiling even while bleeding, that trusting God is denying your own pain. But Jesus wept in front of everyone, didn't hide it, didn't fake strength, didn't force enthusiasm. And if the Son of God had permission to cry, so do you. If He had time to grieve, so do you. If He honored His own pain before raising Lazarus, maybe you also need to honor yours before being reborn. God didn't remove you from the party to punish you. He removed you to heal you. Didn't distance you from celebrations to isolate you. Distanced you to find you. Because while they're toasting to the future, He's healing your past. While they're shouting empty promises, He's whispering eternal truths in your silence. You didn't lose the ability to be happy. You gained the ability to be true. And God prefers your broken honesty over the false joy of those pretending to be whole. What if your silence at the turn of the year isn't absence of faith, but God's presence preparing you for something no celebration could ever reach? So what do you do now? How do you heal what nobody sees? How do you start over when you can't even celebrate? I'll give you something real, something that works. First, stop forcing yourself to feel what you don't feel. That's right. Stop trying to manufacture joy. Stop faking enthusiasm. Stop comparing your silence to others' euphoria. Because healing never begins with lies. It begins with truth. Sit with your pain. Don't run from it. Don't try to drown it with distractions, with alcohol, with people, with noise. Sit with it like it's a child that needs attention. Ask it, "What are you trying to tell me?" And listen. Really listen. Because that pain you've been avoiding for months, for years, has a message you haven't heard yet. Napoleon Hill said every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent advantage. But you only find that seed when you stop running from the pain, when you dive into it, when you allow it to teach you. And the lesson is almost always the same. You were seeking healing in the wrong places, in people who couldn't save you, in promises that couldn't sustain you, in celebrations that couldn't heal you. So today, right now, do this. Grab a piece of paper. Write everything you hoped would happen in the past year, everything you promised yourself, everything you believed would change, and then write what actually happened. No filter. No trying to soften it. No trying to be positive. And then read it. Read it out loud. And cry if you need to. Scream if you need to. Break if you need to. Because only when you allow the pain to come out can God come in with the healing. You don't need fireworks. You need honesty. And God is waiting for you to stop pretending, so He can start rebuilding you for real. Wait. If you got distracted, come back here with me right now. Pay attention to this next part, because it's the most important of all. Don't skip this. Now the second thing, and this one will hurt more. Pray for those who hurt you in the past year. No, I didn't change subjects. Listen, you're carrying too much weight. Hurt, resentment, disappointment. Every person who betrayed you, abandoned you, ignored you, became a stone in your backpack. And you think not celebrating is about the calendar. But it's not. It's about the weight you still carry from people who already forgot you. So today, before you sleep, say a simple prayer. God, bless person's name, heal their wound too, and free me from what they did to me. That's it. You don't need to feel it. You don't need to forgive from the heart yet. You just need to speak it. Because forgiveness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's you saying, I won't let this person steal my peace anymore. And here's the truth nobody tells you. While you hate those who hurt you, you're still chained to them. They control you. Control your mood, your thoughts, your ability to be happy. They don't even remember you. And you're still bleeding because of them. Napoleon Hill taught that you attract what you focus on. And if you're focused on pain, betrayal, injustice, you'll keep attracting more of it. Not because God abandoned you, but because you haven't let go of those who abandoned you. So let go. Not for them, for you. Because you deserve to truly start over. Not with fireworks, but with freedom. And the third thing, the last one, is this. Thank God for the year that broke you. I know, it sounds absurd, but listen to the end. Don't thank Him for the pain, but for what the pain taught you. Thank Him for discovering who truly matters. Thank Him for stopping accepting crumbs. Thank Him for learning you don't need external validation to have worth. Thank Him because God used the worst year of your life to show you that you're stronger than you imagined. You survived. The days you thought you couldn't handle. The nights you cried yourself to sleep. The moments you wanted to give up. And you're still here. Still breathing. Still fighting. And this silent survival is worth more than 1,000 empty celebrations. Midnight. Fireworks explode. Everyone screams, hugs, toasts. And you are silent. But now this silence is different. It's not empty. It's sacred. Because you understood something few understand. That God doesn't measure faith by decibels. That healing doesn't come with confetti. That true renewal happens in silence, not in noise. You're not behind, not lost, not wrong for not being able to celebrate like others. You're exactly where God needs you to be. In the desert. Where there are no distractions. Where there are no masks. Where there's no way to run from yourself. And it's there, in that barren place everyone avoids, that God does His best work. It was in the desert that He prepared Moses. It was in the desert that He trained David. It was in the desert that He transformed John the Baptist. And it's in your desert, in this year that broke you, in this silence that isolated you, that He's preparing you for something no celebration could ever reach. You thought you needed a new year, but what you really needed was a new you. And God doesn't build that with fireworks. He builds it in silence, in pain, in solitude, in places where nobody sees. So don't rush. Don't force joy that hasn't been born yet. Don't pretend to be healed when you're still being rebuilt. Because God's timing isn't the world's calendar. God's new beginning doesn't start on January 1st. It starts when you stop running from yourself, when you stop denying the pain, when you stop comparing your journey to others. And when the day finally comes, and it will come, when you can truly celebrate, it won't be because the year changed. It will be because you changed. Not because you forgot the pain, but because you learned what it had to teach. You were afraid of not being able to celebrate. Now you understand that God honored you in this silence, that He never abandoned you, that He was there, in the middle of your pain, whispering truths the world's noise would never let you hear. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest gift you could receive this new year isn't the ability to celebrate like everyone else, but the courage to be true when nobody else is. If this message made sense to you, subscribe to our channel. Here, each story reveals why you suffer and what God is teaching you through it. Psychology to understand yourself, spirituality to understand the why behind it. And for you who made it to the end of this video, write in the comments, I choose truth, because by doing this, you're declaring you won't pretend to be okay anymore, that you won't accept emotional crumbs anymore, that you won't trade depth for noise anymore, and God will honor that decision. He will find you in your silence, and He will transform your desert into a garden,